Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about GDP, Gross Domestic Product. So what is this GDP all about? So it's all around us. For example, you take cars, laptops, which are goods, and then you have doctors, hairdressers, which are services. So these goods and services are all part of GDP. So in other words, it is a market value of all finished goods and services produced within a country in a year. So every time the product or service sold is added to GDP. So or if you add up income of all people in India in 1 year, you will get India GDP. So let's take some examples. Let's say bakery buys eggs or butter or bread. So is this going to get adding into GDP? No. The reason is bakery is again going to produce some other finished product using these items. Let's say they are going to produce a cake. Then this will get added up into GDP, but not when bakery buy these products. Let's take another example. Let's say there is a house sold. If it is a old house, then it doesn't add up to GDP. If it is a new house, then it will add up into GDP. Let's take another example. Suppose you bought a product from US, or products are exported from US to India, then this GDP will get added to US but not to India. So friends, this is all about GDP. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and add comments in the comment section, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Thanks for watching. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about real GDP and nominal GDP. So let's take an example and understand what is real GDP and nominal GDP. Let's say, for example, country A is producing only bananas, nothing else. So year 1, let's say they produced 100 bananas and each banana rate is 10 rupees. This is quantity and this is price. So value is 100 into 10, that is 1000 rupees. This is called GDP. But is it a real GDP or nominal GDP? Let's take year 2 example. So same country, now they have produced 110 bananas, but the rate has increased to 12 rupees. So now the value is 1320. So this is the GDP of year 2. So now this is actually called nominal GDP because there is an increase in the price, right? So increase in the price is called inflation. So when the inflation is added to the value, it cannot be called as nominal GDP. So now What is real GDP? So real GDP is calculated with year 2 quantity and year 1 prices. So that is 110 into 10 equal to 1100. So the increase is 10%. So this is called real GDP. So hi friends, today we are going to discuss about NDP, net domestic product. So before getting into NDP, let us understand what is depreciation. So depreciation means, let's say, production of goods and services involves consumption of or reduction of value of assets, which is called depreciation. So to produce some goods and services, you are going to consume or reduce the value of assets. Let's say for example you take machinery or furniture or say laptops. So all these assets you are going to use to produce some other goods or services, right? So this is called depreciation. So now NDP equal to GDP minus depreciation. So hope you understood what is net domestic product now, because GDP is value of goods and services produced in a country within a year. So from that we need to reduce the depreciation of the assets, so which gives us the NDP. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and press bell icon to view latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about very good terminologies that we frequently hear in news from RBI: repo rate, reverse repo rate. Also we will look at CRR, SLR. So what is this CRR? CRR means cash reserve ratio. Let's say for example you have RBI, which controls the banks, and then you have a bank, and then you have customers. So now let us look at an example. For example, customer is depositing 100 rupees in the bank. So now what banks will do, they can invest that money, or they can give it for higher interest to the people, customers. But here RBI decides, for example, CRR, cash reserve ratio, as 7%, which means bank cannot use this entire 100 rupees. They have to first deposit 7 rupees in RBI, and then remaining 93 rupees can be used by bank for various other purposes. So this 7% is called cash reserve ratio. So now let us look at what is SLR. SLR is statutory liquid ratio. Let's say for example, now you have bank has 93 rupees. So this 93 rupees bank cannot give it to customer complete amount for interest or any other purposes. So now what bank should do is, For example, if RBI decides SLR percentage is around 25%, now 25% of the amount should be invested in liquid assets. Liquid assets means maybe government bonds or gold. So they have to invest in this and they can earn interest on this. And remaining 75% amount can be either used for their expenses or give for interest rates for customers. So this is called SLR. So now what is repo rate? So we frequently hear this from news channels when RBI announces. So repo rate means, let's say now, for example, bank doesn't have money. So what they will do, they will go to RBI and they will take money for interest. Let's say if RBI decides uh, repo rate as 6%, so bank can go and take from RBI for at the rate of 6% interest. And what they do by taking this money, they will again give it to customers for higher interest rate. So what happens when RBI increases repo rate, bank also increases interest rate, and this is controlled by individual banks, but repo rate is controlled by RBI. And now, for example, if bank has excess money, so what they do, they will give the amount to RBI and then RBI will pay interest rate to them. That is called reverse repo rate. So let's say RBI decides 5%, then RBI pays 5% interest rate to banks if they have excess money and invest in RBI. So if it is long term, they may give 5%, and if it is short term, they may reduce to 4%. So this is all about CRR, SLR, repo rate, reverse repo rate. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about inflation. So what is inflation? Inflation is the rise in the prices of goods and services like food, clothing, housing, oil, etc. So in India, it is calculated based on two parameters. So what are those two parameters? Let us look at them. So one is WPI. So what is WPI? It is wholesale price index. And second, it is CPI. And what is CPI? It is consumer price index. So WPI means the goods and services sold by businesses to small businesses, where they will further go for selling. And CPI, basically WPI is wholesale and CPI, consumer price index, it is for retail, where rise in the prices of commodities like food, education, electronics, oil, etc., which are sold to the end consumers for usage. So how do you calculate this inflation? So we should take weighted average of prices of previous year, let's say year 2, minus weighted average prices of year 1 divided by year 1 into 100. So this is how we calculate inflation. So let's see who measures and who controls this. So in India, you have Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation who measures the inflation. So Ministry of Statistics Program Implementation who measures, and then you have RBI takes measures to control the inflation through repo rate, and government also influences through taxation. So friends, this is all about inflation. Thanks for watching my video. Like, share and subscribe, and leave comments in the comment section, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about FDI versus FPI. So FDI is foreign direct investment versus FPI, which is foreign portfolio investment. So let us look at what is the difference between these two. So if you look at both of these, in both we have foreign and both are investments, right? So now if any resident of a country, let's say from UK, he is acquiring ownership of assets in India for the purpose of controlling activities of the firm, then that is called FDI. But here the advantage is, let's say if they are opening a car manufacturing unit, then since it is manufactured completely in India, this helps in improving the GDP of India. So whereas if you take foreign portfolio investment, so a person, let's say in US or any other country, wants to buy stocks, or let's say invest in stocks, bonds or shares. Let's say they want to buy in Tata, Reliance or some other company shares as a portfolio. Then this is called foreign portfolio investment, but they will not have any control on the firm, and also it doesn't help any increase in the GDP, because whatever the benefits that he is going to get, he will get, and then that will help only the other country from where the investment is coming. So this is all about FDI and FPI. Thanks for watching. Like, share, subscribe my video channel, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about the difference between covered interest parity and uncovered interest parity. So let us look at it, what it is, with some example. So CIP holds the interest rate differential between two currencies in the cash money markets should equal the differential between the forward and spot exchange rates. So it involves using forward contracts to cover exchange rate, whereas uncovered interest policy doesn't. So let us look at with some example. For example, You are investing, let's say, 100 rupees in India for 1 year. So you will earn some interest for 1 year. Let's say you are earning about 5% interest rate. So this is what you will get at the end of the year if you invest in India. Let's say this is X amount. For example, now you are investing this amount in US. So before investing, what you should do is you need to convert this 100 into USD. So you have INR 100 and you are converting into USD based on the exchange rate. So based on today's exchange rate, you have converted this amount into USD and then you have invested in US for 1 year and you will get interest, let's say about 2% of interest. And then you need to convert this amount back to INR to get into Indian currency. So again you have exchange rate involved in this. So let's say after that exchange rate you will get amount of Y. So now there is a risk of exchange rate after 1 year because you are not sure how much you are going to get after 1 year. So what covered interest parity concept says is that the X should be equal to Y. So how it happens is that the covered interest rate arbitrage, which is an investment strategy used here, and it is designed to profit from the differences in interest rates between two countries. So when buying and selling foreign currencies. So it involves using a forward contract to limit exposure to exchange rate risk. So covered interest rate parity says both and X and Y should be equal. So we call this covered interest rate parity because we have eliminated the exchange risk with the forward rate contract to cover the exchange rate risk. So this is how CIP is covered. So but if you talk about UIP, which is uncovered interest parity, so in this case the difference is that the future exchange rate is replaced with the expected exchange rate. So here there is no such risk coverage and you are going to calculate with the actual exchange rate after 1 year. Hence this is what call about uncovered interest parity. So this is all about CIP and UIP. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about purchasing power parity. So let's see what is this PPP. So this purchasing power and parity. So what is the purchasing power that any country has with their currency value? And what is the comparison? So and the comparison is for a selected goods and services. So let's take an example. A selected goods and services. If you want to buy in US, let's say it is costing you around $100. And for the same set of goods and services in India, let's say costing you around 1800 rupees. So now the ratio is 100 divided by 18, which is equivalent to 1 by 18. So that means if you want to buy goods and services in US, if it is taking, for example, $1 in US, for the same goods and services in India, you have to pay 18 rupees. So this is called purchasing power parity between US and India. So these PPP comparisons are done by World Bank, and if you look at 2018 data, so it is around 18.10 for India. Friends, this is all about purchasing power parity. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you. Hi friends, today we are going to discuss about money supply and interest rates. So the money supply changes the interest rates. Let's look at it how. Supply of money is determined by the central bank, and central bank knows what the demand for money, and they can manipulate money change in many ways, and as a result interest rate changes. So let us look at with an example in a graph how it works out. So let's say this is the y-axis which is interest rate, and the x-axis which is quantity of money supplied by central bank. So for example, this is the demand curve for the money supplied, and let's say the money supplied by central bank is this. Let's say this is the quantity 1, which is money supplied by central bank, and this is the current interest rate, let's say IR1, at this point of equilibrium. So generally supply of money is perfectly inelastic and it doesn't respond to interest rates, rather controls the interest rate by controlling the supply of money. That is the reason we see the supply of money here is perfectly vertical. So here you have central government, central bank has two different kind of monetary policies. So one is contractionary and second is expansionary monetary policies. So what is this contractionary monetary policy? So if central bank reduces money supply, let's say the money supplied is at this level now, which is Q2. Now if you see the equilibrium point and the interest rate here at this quantity, let's say this is IR2, the interest rate has increased here. So when central bank does this contractionary monetary policy, the interest rate is increasing. So why the interest rate is increasing? Because there is a shortage of funds in the market, because the quantity supplied has reduced from Q1 to Q2. So when there is a shortage of money, the interest rate obviously increases because the demand is to meet the demand in the market. So in other way, Number of people that are going to take loans will also reduce, and the investments also goes down, and then because of this the GDP also goes down. So now let's look at expansionary monetary policy. So where central bank has decided to increase the quantity, that is Q3, and now you can see the equilibrium point. Now the interest rate is reduced. So why interest rate is reduced? Because there is a increase in the funds in the market from Q1 to Q3. So when there is an increase in the funds in the market, you have lot of surplus, and hence the interest rate is coming down, so that more number of people can afford to take loans and then invest money, and thereby the GDP goes up. Friends, this is all about money supply and interest rates. Thanks for watching. Like, share and subscribe, and leave comments in the comment section, and press bell icon if you want to watch my latest videos. Thank you.